What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here and welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be previewing probably the biggest match here on this week, and that is Chelsea versus Barcelona in the Champions League. Who is going to win? They draw 1-1 last time around in Stamford Bridge, so every goal, every minute, every player counts here on this big fixture coming up tomorrow. In addition to this, guys, I want to make a little announcement. I want to say that from now on, every single Friday on this channel, we'll be taking a look at everything that you need to know for the Russia 2018 World Cup. We'll be taking a look at group previews, team profiles, player analysis, and so much more. So if you want to get all that info and so much more, you know what to do. Drop us a like, leave us a subscribe, turn on the bell notification icon, and follow us on all other social media to keep up to date. You get the deal, you know the drill, so let's get right to it. So just like we always do, we're going to start off by discussing the current form of both teams. We're going to start off by discussing Chelsea, and Chelsea played only 3 matches in the Premier League, while Barcelona played 3 matches in all competitions. So starting off, Chelsea, they lost 2-1 against Manchester United, then they lost 1-0 against Manchester City, and then they won 2-1 recently to Crystal Palace. I gotta say that all those results may not seem very good, especially because they only won against Crystal Palace, which is the lesser opposition, and Manchester City and Manchester United were like direct rivals. But you could understand that because they're harder opposition and they're not expected to win every single game. So being said that, I think that definitely Barcelona have the advantage of coming into current form, because they played from their 5 matches, they won 4 of them. They only draw against Las Palmas away. Yet there's something very interesting that Antonio Conte did with all those games. In every single match, he played a different front 3. For Manchester United, he decided to go with a more controlling front 3. He decided to go with Morata, Hazard, and Willian. In the next game against Manchester City, he decided to go with a team more counter-attacking wise, because he knew that he didn't have the ball most of the time, something that perhaps we may see with Barcelona. He went with Willian, Hazard, and Pedro. And then for the match against Crystal Palace, he went with a more controlling but with the ball, because they knew they were going to have the ball most of the time, especially against someone like a lesser opposition like Crystal Palace. He decided to go with Giroud. So Hazard and Pedro, or Willian, I don't know which was it, could play out of Giroud. So that's something very interesting that he did. With that being said, I think that he will probably go with a front 3 similar to the one against Manchester City, because Manchester City and Barcelona follow a very similar protocol in which they want to retain the ball as much of the time they want, as much as they can. So with that being said, I think that he will go with a more counter-attacking front 3 and use just Hazard, Willian, and Pedro with no center forward. On the other hand, there's also something we can recollect from Barcelona. Barcelona currently have a very big injury, and that is Andrés Iniesta. This is something that we've been able to cope with because we have Coutinho in La Liga. However, Coutinho is cup tied, as we already know, and he won't be able to play the match against Chelsea. So the point here is who is exactly going to play that match. There have been rumors that Iniesta may do some miracle work and return for the match against Chelsea. That could be a possibility, but I'm not too sure. So we still need to try thinking which player can replace him in that position. I definitely gotta say that a player in question has to be Andre Gomes, because Andre Gomes has very similar attributes to Andrés Iniesta. However, he's, as we know, in huge pressure. Moreover, there is something very interesting, and that is that Barcelona play a 4-3-3 formation in 3 of those 5 matches. So we can see that perhaps Valverde is trying to incorporate Dembele into the side to being played in this huge match against Chelsea, because definitely Dembele is something that we missed the last time around against Chelsea, because someone like Dembele is able to stretch out wide the midfield and be able to create spaces in the middle for people like Messi and Iniesta to put the passes through to either Luis Suarez or somebody else. So that's something that Dembele probably could be a very good option, because if Valverde would want it to, they want to attack right away, which is a philosophy that perhaps I think Valverde will take to try and get the first goal, try to get the second, because if they get another goal, then Chelsea will need to score another one. So that's something that Barcelona need to take care of, because if either Chelsea score 2 goals, we're in a huge problem. So he wants to have the first control, he wants to have the first goals, he wants to have the first attack. So perhaps with that being said, I think that the recent use of the 4-3-3 can give us an indicator that Valverde is trying to shape up the formation for this match against Chelsea. Moving on, we go onwards to the ones to watch. So which are the 2 players that we need to take account of in this big match? I gotta say that for Chelsea, it obviously has to be Eden Hazard. Hazard is the most influential player in that Chelsea side. He's the biggest and most, competent player they have. So Hazard more especially will need to have a lot of responsibility if they're not gonna play a number 9, which is the most possible option. With that being said, Hazard will need to do a double time job by being both the creator and also be the player to try and finish all those chances. So Hazard will have the biggest probably pressure on him because he will need to be able to contribute to his team, because as we know, he's the main face of Chelsea. So it's just simple as that. On the other hand, we have Lionel Messi, and Lionel Messi, I wouldn't normally call Messi as the ones to watch because he's obviously the ones to watch in every single match Barcelona played. But it's even more I want to watch here because he was rested before the match against Malaga. He was rested because he had a third son, Ciro Messi, or Ciro Messi, I don't know. How do you want to pronounce the name? It's not S, it's Ciro. Ciro, like Ciro Immobile, Ciro Immobile, I don't know. But that's his new son. So coming out from that birth of that huge family moment for him and his other, his wife and his sons, is very, very special for them. He will definitely be motivated to come into this match and try to perform good because he missed that match against Malaga. So coming and being said, he's definitely the biggest game changer in all the history of football. And what better than have your game changer being rested? Normally I would say that Messi wouldn't have been rested against Malaga, but now being rested, I think he will be even better coming into Chelsea. He will definitely wants to get the win against Chelsea because he was a little bit, disappointed the last time around. Also, they beat us in the Camp Nou, so Messi wants, they want to finish off Chelsea. So I gotta say that Messi have the opportunity now, and everything is on him now. All the cards have been played right for him to have a great match, so hopefully he can do it. Next on the list, we have to take a look at the potential 11s. I gotta say that you may have already have a little hindsight of what I would have wanted to see from these two possible teams. I gotta say that for Chelsea, I'll certainly start Courtois in goal, the main goalkeeper obviously. They will go with Victor Moses for the right wing back because they give us just a little bit more in forward attack and just a little more versatile than Zappacosta. I will go in defense with Andres Christensen, with Azpilicueta, and I will go actually with Gary Cahill. I just think that this extra bit of experience in a match like this, more especially because he has been there and he has done that. So I certainly think that Gary Cahill, the captain, should be started. Then for the left wing back, certainly Marcos Alonso, very good going forward. I'm really fond of this player. I think he's really, really good. Then in the midfielder positions, I will go with Kanté and Cesc Fabregas, and then up top, I think he's gonna play Willian, Hazard, and Pedro. Although I think that Antonio Conte should be playing Morata. I think that Morata would be crucial in this game because he's just that extra little bit taller, he's just that extra little bit more physical, he's just that extra little more technical. He's a very, very, all-round very good forward. And I think that in a counter-attacking team, he would really excel. I don't see the reason for having no center forward, no real number 9, but it's something that Antonio Conte will have to decide. But for me, Morata should be started over someone like Pedro. In the case with Barcelona, I gotta say that we're gonna start with Marc-André ter Stegen in goal. For the right back position, Sergi Roberto. Then the two center backs are gonna be Gerard Piqué and Samuel Umtiti. Then for the left back, we're gonna have Jordi Alba. We're gonna go actually with a 4-3-3 formation. So in the midfield, we're gonna go with Sergio Busquets. I think that we're going to play Ivan Rakitic, and we are going to play Andre Gomes. I think it's a very, very big question mark because someone like Paulinho could play as well, but I just think that this is a moment for, having that faith on a player. Definitely Valverde really likes Andre Gomes, and although he's in a huge pressure, I think that he's gonna hand him the bone. I think here he's gonna say, Andre Gomes, really, this is your moment. Show what you can do. So I think that he may be playing in that position because he never plays in his original position. And Andre Gomes has been brought in to be a left center mid. So he has to play in that position. It's probably the first time ever in his Barcelona career where he's going to play in the position he actually was meant to be playing in. So that will be a huge thing for Andre Gomes, and I think that probably in this situation we may see a good Andre Gomes. So I think that he's gonna hand him the bone, although we could see Paulinho, or like I said before, there's the possibility of Iniesta returning, but I think that Andre Gomes will start for now. Up top, I will go with Messi, Suarez, and Dembele. I think that he's gonna also give Dembele this option because Dembele certainly is gonna be that player to stretch out the defense, and I think that Valverde and I have been very similar, so Dembele could be a very good choice. So at the end, who do I think is going to win this match? I certainly think that Barcelona is going to take the lead. I think that for a start we may see a goal from Chelsea, and then Barcelona just know that they need to pump up the gas just that little bit extra. So I think they're gonna go with a 3-1 victory for Barcelona, or even a 2-1 victory. I think that's more than good enough. But I certainly think that Barcelona will try and pressure to get all those 3 goals, because even if we are 2-0 up, then a goal from Chelsea will really put us in a sticky situation. So I think that Barcelona are going to win 3-1. That's gonna be everything for today, guys. I'm gonna give you the question of the day, and that's going to be, who do you think is gonna go through? Do you think it's gonna be Chelsea or is it gonna be Barcelona? It's as simple as that. Who has your vote? Moreover, I want to say that if you haven't watched already my latest video discussing Arthur Melo, Barcelona latest signing, you can check it out, especially if you do not know too much about this player, because I made a video discussing 7 things that you need to know about him now, so probably you will enjoy that. Just like always, guys, please remember to drop us a like, leave us a subscribe, turn the bell notification icon, and follow us on all other social media to keep up to date. You get the deal, you know the drill. See you in the next one. Take care. Ciao.